The Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, has said that there has been a significant progress registered since the adoption of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities 17 years ago. The UN reveals that 186 countries in the world have ratified the convention, with nearly 80% of the state parties now prohibiting discrimination in hiring against persons with disabilities. The UN chief said despite the significant achievements of the convention, persons with disabilities worldwide remain the hardest hit when it comes to a community crisis. And Yahya Jammeh tells us more of that in this report.
The theme for this year's session is harmonizing national policies and strategies with the CPRD, achievements and challenges, with the following sub-themes: ensuring equal access to and accessibility of sexual and reproductive health services for persons with disabilities, digital accessibility for persons with disabilities, reaching the underrepresented groups of persons with disabilities. The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities is an international treaty that identifies the rights of persons with disabilities. Part of the Convention treaty includes non-discrimination, full participation and inclusion in society, respect for differences and acceptance of persons with disabilities as part of human diversity and humanity, just to mention a few. The United Nations says so far over 90% have adopted national disability laws. Despite the latter progress made at the convention, the UN chief has a reservation as he describes the progress as being at risk of reversing.
The adoption of the convention 17 years ago marked a landmark moment in our shared journey towards a more just and inclusive future for all. There are more than 1 billion persons with disabilities worldwide. 80% are of working age and 80% live in developing countries. Yet, when crisis grips communities, persons with disabilities are often hit first and worst. Because a world in which persons with disabilities can realize their full potential is a world that is more equal, more inclusive, more vibrant, fairer and better for all. And it begins by ensuring the principles enshrined in the Convention for the Rights of Persons with Disabilities to make sure that they are made real in people's lives everywhere.
The United Nations emphasized that women and girls with disabilities are more likely to suffer violence and abuse, face discrimination, and remain trapped in poverty. The United Nations Disability Inclusion Strategy is in its 4th year of implementation. UN entities and country teams have met 30% of the benchmarks set out in the strategy. Meanwhile, Gerard Quinn, Special Rapporteur on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, said the goal should be more than reacting to the injustice to make sure of inclusive involvement of persons with disabilities.
Persons with disabilities lost out in the third industrial revolution, the internet, from the early 1990s. We've been playing catch-up ever since with ad hoc web accessibility laws. We cannot allow the same to happen with AI, the fourth industrial revolution. The disability rights agenda has to be about more than just reacting to particular injustices. It has to be an integral part of how humanity reimagines its own future. That ensures that the social fabric of the future includes persons with disabilities as an integral part of the human family.
Addressing the press later, Tariq Ladeb, permanent representative of Tunisia on the United Nations and president of the COSPI 16, said it is a collective right for member states to ensure the rights of persons with disabilities worldwide.
It is our responsibility as member states of the international community and our own countries to ensure the right and well-being of more than 1 billion persons with disabilities worldwide. I'm pleased to see that because of our collective efforts, more and more government officials are changing mindset to ensure the full and effective participation of persons with disabilities in the lives of their societies.
According to the Secretary General, in every emergency from natural disasters to pandemics to armed conflicts, persons with disabilities lost their lives at vastly higher rates. Workers with disabilities already experiencing exclusion and marginalization are often the first to lose their jobs and the last to be rehired. The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities is based on international human rights law that were made after the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was ratified. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Mariama Cham.